Welcome to the Money Business Podcast. I'm Neal Regino. I'm off camera while I ask some questions to Drew and Emily Zimmerman, owners of Zimmerman Watch Repair. And yeah, thanks for coming back, guys. Appreciate it. So, we talked a little bit about the business, talked a little bit about the product, and now I just want to talk some of the hardships and where this is going. And, you are one of the few businesses that have made it to that first major threshold, which is 1 in 20 businesses get to that 7-figure mark. And then it's how many can get to that next level. And you're in the middle of it and you're doing a really great job. So I want to talk, first of all, why you got to the point that you're at right now. What do you think were the biggest hurdles that you faced?
Ooh, biggest hurdles that we faced is, I'd say, not growing too big too soon. That we've always kind of had this steady growth. So I'd say slow and steady was like our biggest our biggest part of our success story, and not doing this jump into, like, we could have absolutely went down that road of taking everything in, taking way too much work in, getting super behind, and I feel like that would have bottlenecked us completely. So I feel like avoiding that hurdle, maybe that's not quite an answer to your question, but avoiding that was a huge asset to building it, a strong, steady growth. What about you?
Our biggest hurdle? I think our biggest hurdle is always being nervous that our parts accounts will be revoked for what reason.
Yeah, could be political decision,
Yeah.
internal.
It's like outside of our hands.
Yeah.
So when that reality struck us super hard, we pivoted, right? We were like, how do we make ourselves that people need us, right?
Yeah.
So you dove super hard into R&D with how to restore watch cases.
Yep.
Where no watchmakers that we knew were doing it at that time. So we bought the laser welder. You bought a lot of like knife.
Yeah.
With the belt sander.
Different belt sanders, lapping.
Yeah, lapping machines.
Lapping
you did
machines.
so much research, right?
Yeah.
And then you showed me how to do it. And then I kind of streamlined it so that I could teach it to our employees. I feel like that's where we made a turn or a shift. So now, say even our parts accounts get taken away. We are so solidly known for case restoration and refinishing that we would be totally fine. Of course, we'd have to still make some shifts and pivot, but that's what business is. You just have to be on your toes.
But that's like the one niche of our business that we're not depending on a manufacturer supplying us with spare parts. We did create this niche, I would say, for ourselves that separates us and kind of gives us our own little bit of independent security.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. I don't know if you remember this when you were in your basement, and I said,
let's call it a laboratory.
But I said, how big can this thing get?
Yeah.
And you said, I think we're at capacity then.
Yeah.
And you actually said, I don't think we can get much bigger than this.
Yeah.
And you were probably about 25% of the size you are now.
Yeah.
So where did that shift happen? And where's your vision at now of where you want the business to get to?
Ooh. You want to start this one? What's your vision? Where do you want this to go?
I know you thought we were at capacity because we couldn't produce more, and we were very nervous to hire more individuals or more watchmakers. Just because we are so picky on our quality.
We're picky.
We're extremely picky. Like, say whatever is great for the brands at their service center, that is not okay with us. We must surpass that.
Yeah.
Because we are our own little entity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
What is our long-term goal? I don't think we ever... I don't know. We have such different visions on this because I don't really want to get super big. I just want to get more selective in what we take in.
We share that. Yeah, we share that sentiment. I feel like we're like almost at like 80 or 90% of where our total end goal is. I think these past 2 years is really what did it. If you would have asked us this 4 years ago, it was we want to build a dream workshop. It wasn't even in our minds.
Yeah.
We had minimal light space in our basement, but
Yeah,
it's a
the
laboratory.
2 little rectangle basement
And
windows.
now we have a window wall
Window
that's
wall, yeah.
12 feet tall by 30 feet wide. That's
Yeah.
solid windows, and all we do, like every day.
So much good natural light, which
There-
is what you need for watchmaking.
Yeah, I think so. The space that we're at is our end goal. We found our dream
We
location.
made it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was really cool, and that was a huge accomplishment for us as business owners to be able to create your final destination spot. So we have our end place. As for size of the company, I think if we had 3 or 4 more full time on, I think that would completely max us out, and I'd be completely happy because we always have to manage this expectation of growth and quality.
Because you and I still want to work on watches.
Yeah.
The problem is once we grow even larger, then we are only in managerial positions or quality control positions, which is not what we want.
No. So right now we're
Um,
like looking for people in specific tasks that really
Yeah.
help me and Emily get back to what we are really good at, which is watchmaking, case refinishing. So we still want to fully manage these departments, still be fully integrated into this watchmaking aspect of it, and do less of the clerical stuff. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think your end goal
Mhm.
is to maybe have 3 or 4 more very high-end watch brands that we are their service center for.
yes,
Wasn't that your...
kind of like our next venture that we're going to start looking
Yeah.
into. Yeah. So
We're-
we're more like independent.
Yes.
And we're more. It's just like what every watchmaker's dream is, and that is to be able to like work on these super high end watches.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we go and pitch our services to these brands that need a U.S. representative for their U.S. market clientele, because
especially with the political climate,
I was
because
just
the
gonna go there.
tariffs are just
Yeah.
a nightmare. And that they're always changing. It's very difficult. So I know, especially with Moser being their service center, they try to keep the majority of repairs in the United States so they don't have to travel overseas and come back and then be slammed with those tariffs.
customs, tariffs,
Yes.
these are all issues that these companies are dealing with. When you have a $400,000 watch going back to Switzerland, it raises a lot of red flags with customs,
Yeah.
tariffs, and when they import it, or how many parts were used, we need to tax those parts. But when you service them in the U.S., we only get taxed on
You
like, the
eliminate
parts
that.
coming in.
Yes.
But the whole service side of it is very easy when we keep everything within this North America, U.S. structure.
So that's our next step.
Yeah, is to go after these couple more high-end brands and kind of
Yeah.
build that unique niche for ourselves that we did in the past.
I think that goes to say how malleable you are, and I've asked you this question since April about tariffs impacting and what you could do to pivot, and you've already been thinking about things if
Mhm.
they do come in a way that you have to make certain decisions or change the way that things are running. So I think that's great. But other than that, I can't wait to talk to you in like 3 to 5 years, and you're like, we're going to be at capacity when we get here,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah.
you go double, quadruple, whatever your business, and
Right.
then you're like, yeah, we're at capacity again.
Yeah.
We'll
Which,
just keep saying that same
yeah,
line
yeah.
over
Yeah.
and over.
So let's talk about the actual hires. So how do you attract the talent? How do you retain them? What incentivizes them to come over? I know you tend to get to know the right people in the industry because you guys it's from what it seems like from the outside with you, it's kind of a tight-knit community. Like everybody knows the right people to go to. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's exactly how you said. It's a tight-knit community. The big joke is if you sneeze in New York, Geneva will call and say, God bless you.
Yeah.
So it's so tight of a community that when you get to a certain level, I feel, or you create a certain niche within this industry, they know you immediately in Switzerland, and then that can also help with, I would say, getting connections, hires. How do we get the right talent pool? What would you say?
My mom?
Yeah, right? Seems like your mom is always on point with saying, yeah, go ahead. Tell
My
that
mom
story.
my mom was an art teacher, and she actually taught 7
Yep.
in middle school and still had some of her artwork. And when we told her that we were bringing 7 on, she's like, oh, she'll be great. She was excellent at art. So that is something that I actually do look at. Like, if you're good at art, you have that visual acuity and the dexterity is there. So if you have those two things, we can train you, right?
Yeah.
We can definitely mold you into something that, like, you will have a very powerful craft. So our second one was also found that way. My mom, I think, taught this guy in 6th grade.
Mhm.
And it was funny because when we brought him in for the interview, he was just like, "How does your mom remember me?" I was like, "She remembers all of her students. I don't know. She just knew you were like very good with your hands. You're very creative. I think that kind of brain is just what we need as watchmakers, even though what we do is not creative at all, except for the case refinishing side of it. I don't know. That brain makeup is just what we need, because you're pretty creative too.
Yeah, but exactly how you say it. In the watchmaking industry, it's like we do not add an artistic flair at all to the mechanical side of watches, but we do add our own artistic flair, I would say, to the case and band restoration process, which is kind of, we're very fortunate. We excelled in both avenues of watchmaking, case and band refinishing and movement refinish and movement servicing.
So one thing that I remember when we went to school, we went to the Lidditz Watch Technicum, and they would get very excited when they would have an applicant come that had absolutely no watch knowledge. They were like a clean slate. So when I went, I didn't even own a watch. I knew nothing about watches. And they were extremely excited about that, because they can mold you to be that perfect watchmaker without any old habits that you're trying to break. So after seeing these two successes with 7 and then with our other recently new hire, I just want to hire people that have no experience and then train them how we would like, because they're going to be spot and on point. It's very difficult to have a trained watchmaker come into your environment and drop their ego and do things how we would like it to be done, because we've heard in the past, oh, well, this was good for this company. And we're like, that's fine. We're not that company. There's one other gentleman that works with us, and he was able to drop that, and he just exactly does what, how we would like it, up to that quality. I don't know. That's kind of the trend that I'm going in for new hires.
It's funny because we talk about that with business owners. When you're making these hires, do you want to find, you're doing it the way that is right for your company, but I talked in one podcast about Netflix where they went out and they found the best engineer in the world and paid him more money than any other engineer, and it took the place of 50 other ones by getting that expert, and for them that made sense.
Yeah.
But it also was a race. They had to be ahead of everybody else, and they clearly have won.
Yeah.
But in your situations, and in my situation too, when I hire advisors, it is definitely better in the long run to start somebody fresh.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are people you want to bring in that's special. If there's ever
Oh,
a need
yes.
where
So
you're like, hey, this person.
We're constantly looking for that person, and the stars have not aligned, that we have not found that person that's looking that's looking for a job, or that would be open to this position.
Also, just because of where we're located.
Yeah.
It's hard to draw someone to York, Pennsylvania. It's not a big
Metropolitan
city.
area.
Yeah.
I think when we find that person that can compete with our level of skill, and our drive and ambition to work, we would absolutely take them on and pay them at a premium compared to other people if they have that skill set that they're bringing to us. Our issue is that we set ourselves super high, with our skills and what we expect out of the employee.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into any silliness on this podcast, I'm going to ask you to pivot. What keeps you up at night?
Oh.
Work.
Well, literally, you're up at night working.
I'm working. I'm working after the kids go to bed.
For a while there, it was just employee relations, right? So we recently hired an HR lady who's gotten a lot of stress off of my mind, because I'm not the best with figuring out how to deal with certain employee situations. And she has helped me so much, or helped us both in that way, so that we don't have to stress about that. So it is it's essential to find the right people to help your team. And we started this business because we love watches, not because we know how to run a business. So it's very difficult to find the right people to put in place so that they can help us.
Yes.
What keeps you up at night?
The exact same thing. Yeah. It's juggling work-life employee relationships and making sure that everyone is happy and everyone is well taken care of and everyone feels like they're heard and that they're important. I would say we did not think of that going into this and growing the business. I mean, when it's me, you, and 2 employees, it's very different because you're fully interacting with everyone every single day. Like when Seven started off, that's like it's our best friend.
Yeah.
It's just someone that you're talking to from morning to night. So you know exactly what their expectations are, what they want, what they don't want. But when you start to grow and you have like 6, 8, 10 employees, then you have a little bit of a disconnect with the employees, and you have to make sure with routine check-ins that everyone's like fully on your page, that they still enjoy their job and that this is still what they want to do.
And even with those check-ins, there can still be a disconnect because it's either you're honest and upfront or you're not.
Yep.
So we like to bring that honesty to the table every single time, but it's difficult.
I'd say it's the most difficult thing, I think, with growing any business, or growing our business specifically.
You also offer a lot of opportunity at the size you're at now to interact with your employees outside of work. So I know you do a lot of events together. You hang out, make sure that you build that rapport outside. So do you think that helps with making sure that people do feel comfortable with you guys?
We hope so.
Yeah.
We like to have fun with our employees.
We try to do like employee appreciation day once a month where we get everyone lunch and we just all hang out in the break room and play pool over lunchtime.
Yep. Christmas parties with fondue and raclette parties.
Yeah.
Very Swiss with lots of cheese. Different events, I would say. It's good for
because what's coming up in Lancaster? You keep inviting all the employees to that.
It's Watch Week.
Watch Week in Lancaster.
At the end of September, so yeah. But like you said earlier, Neal, like there's a lot of within the industry. I think we do a lot of teaching and reach out programs with kids, with other watchmakers, with people that have no idea about watches but they're super into them. So we've been teaching. We taught a class for 10 years. Part-time. We would do 5 classes a year. So I think this outreach aspect of it is like a huge benefit to me and you, and also how we're able to kind of train the employees as well, because we kind of have that experience with training other people who don't know anything about watches.
Yeah.
To be able to help with our internal training and how we communicate with our team.
And how long did we have the interns for?
Oh, we did the internship for 6 years.
Yeah.
So we had 6 classes go through with interns.
The watch school that we went to, the Latest Watch Technicum, while the students were going to school there, we would approach students and just say, would you like to intern with us? It was a paid internship while they were going to school. So they would leave school and maybe 2 or 3 days a week, they would come over to our shop. And then we would actually give them real life hands-on experience because when Drew and I graduated, the school was excellent at giving us a foundation. But we quickly realized that we had I especially, you had some experience, but I had no real life experience. And that essentially is what watchmaking is an accumulation of experiences that you've had and stored knowledge. So it was twofold because our business was growing, so we needed some help. And the interns also, we wanted to give back in that way. So we did the internship, and now all of these interns that are out there, they've graduated, they're at a real life, their employment, they're working at a jewelry store. If they ever need help, we always give them our number. We're like, you got to call us back. Like, make us your first point of contact because
no judging.
We will not judge you. And like everyone said in this room, this community is very small. So you don't want maybe certain people hearing questions that they might get embarrassed about later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they're green.
We're like that good resource for them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you two want to talk about in the business? Especially while I'm here as a mediator. Anything you want to get off your chest?
Oh my gosh.
There's a pile of bushings that you need to finish on
Yeah.
your desk.
Yeah, right? I'm going to go start those right now. Now, what else you got? I love working with you.
Really?
I do.
Aw,
Yeah. We have a
thanks.
unique. I think we have a unique approach, and we both found we can fall into almost any role within the business. I mean, we juggle back and forth.
Yes.
Like, I'll do clerical for a couple years, and you'll like manage
Yeah.
the watchmaking team, and then we have kids, and then you're like, I need to switch. I need to be more on clerical, so I can be distracted more with the children.
Yeah.
So I think we have this cool little feature, but additionally to this, you really push me. I mean, we both look at the budget from a financial standpoint
Yeah.
every year, and we do typically a 10% of total profits reimbursed into the business for R&D and for machines. We've kind of always done this since
Yeah.
the beginning, which really pushes us ahead, I feel like, in regards to what we're able to do, because we're constantly trying to push the envelope to see what's possible out there with these watches.
Yeah.
So we come at it from a unique point where we both look at the books, we both look at where the finances are going to be spent, where our profits are going to be used and utilized in the shop. Emily pushes me to spend this 10% on new tools. I do the R&D, and then you fully support it by streamlining whatever I came up
Yeah.
with, and then you teach the team. So we have like this weird, I think
It works.
it completely works for our business, where you really push me.
Because we've talked about that before. Like, what if we never got married? We would be in such different fields, right? You would just probably still be at the jewelry store, and you
Mhm.
wouldn't have this huge. There would be no Zimmerman Watch Repair,
Yeah, we wouldn't have the brand that we created
No.
today.
and you wouldn't be well known.
No.
It has to be both of us, and
Yeah.
same with me. I would just be a watchmaker somewhere at a bench in a jewelry
Cranking
store,
out work.
cranking out work.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
I would do.
I think you would be making teeth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
right,
did
right.
try that.
Yeah, you before
That
you
was
went
fun.
to watch school. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
watch school.
I wanted to make teeth.
Now you say something nice to Drew.
Oh. I just appreciate that you bring that energy, right? And you're always positive and you're always patient. In comparison, I lack patience compared to you, and you're so patient and calm every day in the workshop, which is nice because I do have some fire in me, and even though I hate it at the time, you always are like, oh, okay, let's calm down here, and which is a very nice dynamic to have.
Mhm.
Yeah, and your drive is amazing. I didn't know that because when I met you, you were 20, and I didn't. You were still a kid, like
baby.
Yeah, you're a baby, and like I just remember having to wake you up to go to school every day, and I'm like, how is this ever gonna work?
Yeah.
That still is the same. I still have to wake you up every day, but like you're putting in the time, right? And you never know that going into it.
We both have that drive.
Yeah.
We're both workaholics, but we do it where we safely manage family time
Yes.
without the need from an excessive amount of outside help. And we're raising 3 wonderful children together.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of how these kids are turning out.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I think
you are really great parents.
I think that's
You're
pretty
giving,
cool.
You're giving your kids a lot of great experiences. They're always having fun things to do. You are the fun uncle. You
I
always
am.
have activities planned
They
that
do weird
I
activities.
don't know where you come up with this stuff, but yeah, you're both doing a great job. So,
Oh, thanks.
well, I appreciate you both taking the time on a weekend to come here and
Mhm.
join us for this podcast and to talk a little bit more about your business. And yeah, we'll probably have you on in a year or two after you smash through your goal that you said you're not going to.
Yeah, right.
And
Right.
we'll keep this going. So I appreciate it. And
Oh,
hope that the listeners out there got something out of this. And thanks for tuning in.
go team.
Yay.